Hello everyone, after a very quick game number 2, we are now on to game number 3 in this series, EmalFan versus Remind, Night Elf versus Human. Remind spawning as the red Night Elf player on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on the top right, we have EmalFan spawning as the blue Human. Human versus Night Elf once more as we speed our way up into that 2-minute mark, and it will most likely be an Archmage up against, well, a Demon Hunter? No! Remind once again going for the Warden. Warden, the hero of choice, and we'll see what Remind is going to be able to do with a Warden this time around. Slowing things down a bit, you see that Ancient of War tanking a lot of that damage as this creep camp is getting cleared up already. Meanwhile, down over here to the south, Forest Troll Trapper will get taken down. And finally, another Forest Troll Trapper will get taken down, but at the hands of this Archer. What is this going to do? It's going to allow the Warden to get in some easy damage onto this Footman, but he is not Shadow Striking this Footman. Curiously enough, not Shadow Striking, and instead heading straight off to the north side to make sure and see how far his opponent's expansion is coming along. Now, this is already opening up very similar to game number 1. But what is going to be very curious, though, is how much damage this Archmage is going to take early on in this fight. All right, there was an ensnare there. More damage onto that onto this Archer here. Damage still being added as the Archmage taking a lot of damage here. There's a lot of damage, and wow, that Archmage now down to 25 hit points gets taken down at level 2. And now what's going to end up happening here? All right, are we going to see perhaps a Forest Troll Trapper get taken down? Yes, it is going to go down. Remind still has a fair amount of damage to do, and it does get a Shadow Strike off on one peasant. May try to go after another peasant here, but the peasant dodges by going inside the gold mine, and that was actually purposely microed and timed. All right, Archmage needs to heal, the Warden needs to heal, and lucky for the Warden, it is Nightfall. Nightfall does increase the amount of healing you get, as we can see a Shadow Strike most likely going to be going down onto that peasant. Peasant tries to grab some wood, and then ends up falling as well, as we are seeing a bit of damage being dealt through. Shadow Strike once more onto that peasant there. That peasant not going to be long for this world, in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to perhaps see, yes, the Warden now purposely shadow melding right there as a peasant does get taken down, and the Warden is now going to be making its way back out. All right, this is going to be dangerous. Down to 55 hit points. The fireball is going to reach, but not going to be enough damage, as the Warden down to 43 hit points and will be able to retreat all the way back home. All right, bit of an advantage for Remind early in this stage, but the economic advantage is going to start tilting in favor of EmalFan. Yes, it was punished, but the Archmage now has plenty of opportunity to try and get to level 2. It is going to get to level 2 off of this level 4 creep camp there. As we are taking a look, the Warden is back up to full, and is it going to try and do creeping? It looks like that is going to be the case. It needs to get some shots off onto an Ogre Warrior, and there you have it. There's an ensnare, but the Archmage, an illusion Archmage now coming in. All right, Shadow Strike onto that. That is going to be very much realized as an illusion, as it does end up taking double damage. And another illusion coming in. The Ogre Magi going to quickly get focused down, though. Remind really wants that potion of greater mana and is now going to attempt to get away. All right, the Warden does have some easy damage to do. There is an Ancient of War tanking a lot of damage, unfortunately, as we see this Footman now getting, almost getting taken down. All right, one more shot. Oh, there it goes. Level 3 now on the Warden. There is also an ensnared Footman, and another Shadow Strike does go down. All right, there goes another one there. A little bit more experience. There is still one, or there was one Footman off over here. That Footman's going to get taken down, as EmalFan doing a great job. All right, what's going to be happening here? Shadow Strike onto the Archmage. Archmage is taking a lot of damage, a lot of hurt. Going to ended up teleporting back with the rest of its army, but it is going to be taking still more damage over time, and that is going to hurt, especially considering that there is still no importantly, absolutely no Arcane Vault. All right, Warden tries to pressure through. Gonna use a potion and get in that damage. There's the potion, there's the Shadow Strike, and now the Warden is in trouble. Gonna Shadow Meld And there's the dust of appearance. The Warden going to be able to slip away, but the Archmage does end up falling again. Shadow Strike once more. Remind playing like an absolute beast so far, doing some great damage all across the board as the Warden is getting dangerously close to level 4 already. Shadow Strike not going to be in time there. Not enough mana. Going after the Water Elemental. There it goes. Gonna go after a Footman as well. That Warden really wants to get some kills. As you can see, that Warden is going to be catching up to that Footman. There is a Peasant that is going to get choked up on. And wow, look at that Warden unable to get around those Peasants in order to catch up. Let's see, Warden now finally going to go. Oh, decides to, oh, good gosh, that Footman is going to be one very lucky guy. An elf chasing you all across the map. And, well, you just able to slip back home. Remind. Getting up the Ancient of Lores, taking, or already at Tree of Ages, getting Nature's Blessing, and there is an Ancient of War down over here already. Remind has not invested very much into any sort of army. As you see, the Rock Golem now taking a fair bit of damage. Mud Golem going to be the first to go here. You do not want your entire army slowed. A Troll Shadow Priest should get healed or into play here as the attacks are coming through. Warden is going to get to level 4, and that is going to be very dangerous, especially now that she has Boots of Quel'Tha Loss, 7.4 armor, plus 8 attack, that plus 8 agility, very key in keeping that Warden alive for a long time. Dropping the Circlet of Nobilities, picking them back up, getting in a little bit more here. Meanwhile, back across over here, this Tree of Life does have 7 armor, and it is going to need to heal back up tremendously. This is going to be a bit of a problem as the Warden needs to get over here. This Tree of Life has taken far too much damage. What is happening? Oh my goodness, this is taking way too much damage here. There it goes, switching some aggro now. That Tree of Life gonna now gets some additional hit points and doesn't have to take all of the axes from the Forest Troll Trappers. Very beautifully done as the Tree of Life now gonna root itself, get fortified armor, and start training up some Wisp and entangling a gold mine. Remind playing very well off over here. Let's take a look. That Footman down to 86 life. One more arrow should do it. Down to 41. 2 more ticks. 1 more tick, and it will get taken down. There it goes, giving a little bit more experience to that Warden, who is now inching closer to level 5. Level 5 Warden, level 3 Shadow Strike is always going to be a problem. Ancient of War here, and Remind seems to have a third eye everywhere on the map. Keeping track of where he is, very difficult. He's been able to clear out all of the very dangerous creep camps without losing that many units. Meanwhile, you see Archmage now going to start going into perhaps some Goblin Zeppelin play. We can see that there is the Arcane Vault off over here, and now this base is just too well fortified for anything to really happen. Back across, we can take a look. Warden sitting at level 5. The remainder of those creep camps now cleared out. Warden at level 5. Boots of Quel'Tha Loss, Boots of Speed, Circlet of Nobility, Potion of Mana, Healing Ward. The problem is, where are you going to try and pressure? You can see Arcane Sanctum there. That is perhaps the only place you can really attack. Trying to take down creeps is not going to give you that big of an edge. You're not going to get experience. Gold is no longer a factor, as we now see, well, Entangled Gold Mine getting attacked. All right, this Entangled Gold Mine getting attacked right off over here. Still getting a good amount of gold, as we are now looking at the Warden going after the farm. All right, trying to take down the farm. Down across over here, the peasants or the Wisp are currently trying to repair. Is it going to be able to repair? Yes, it is going to keep some repairs in there currently, as the Mountain King now shows up to the fight. All right, Dryads now coming in with their own Zeppelin, heading behind enemy lines, dealing so much damage, and now they can perhaps even go after, yes, 1 guard tower already down. All right, Warden is in a little bit of trouble, needs to head back around. There is a healing ward, and you're going to see the Mountain King. Oh, Fan of Knives. Mountain King down to 27 hit points. Isn't going to be able to have any big plays. Potion of Mana is on that Warden. As you see, the healing ward is still right there. All right, Mountain King has fallen at level 1. We are still seeing a big fight here, trying to take down the Arcane Tower. It does go down. Is the Warden going to be able to jump away and do anything else? It does have a potion of mana right there, going after some footmen. Is it going to do anything else? Where is the Warden? There's a beautiful fan of knives, and level 6 now on the Warden, as the Warden going after the Archmage. All right, Dryad still being picked up and dropped back down. Beautiful Goblin Zeppelin micro, as we can still see more attacks coming in. All right, that Archmage taking a lot of damage so far. Let's see what's going to happen. That Warden still has plenty of hit points, relatively speaking, in this engagement, as he is still trying to engage here. All right, no mining going down at this base at all. The Warden could throw down that healing ward, get in an extra bit of healing, and this is a big issue. Why wouldn't you throw down the healing ward at this point? You pretty much have a very safe situation to go, as the Archmage is getting in a lot of attacks, finishing off a Dryad, waiting to finish off the Dryad before dropping that Water Elemental. Very smart call, as this one Zeppelin, in trouble. Remind cannot lose this over the hedge. Is the Warden, yes, going to use a Squirrel Town Portal. Flying Machine gets shot down, or Flying Machines shoot down the Goblin Zeppelins. Units are lost when there is no room underneath, and that may... Wait, how was there... all the experience went to the Archmage. All right, Ancient Protector currently being constructed here. There is also one Ancient of War uprooted nearby. Shadow, Avatar of Vengeance now joining in on the fight. There are plenty, I repeat, plenty of corpses for the Avatar of Vengeance to use here. Also, there is an additional potion of mana on the Warden, so the Warden is going to have a lot of Avatars of Vengeances. The cooldown is also the timed life, if you did not know, as siege engines now getting trained. All right, Flying Machines are out. They have been spotted. Let's take a look at this. A Druid of the Claw still out as well. Avatar of Vengeance. Oh, no corpses. That's actually within range. That is actually a little bit of a sad day for Remind, unable to get inside the base, as you now see siege engines making a move out. All right, siege engines, perhaps the bane of Night Elf players everywhere, unable to stop those very powerful siege engines, as we now see the Avatar of Vengeance was dropped inside the base here. All right, going straight after that Arcane Tower. Arcane Tower will get taken down. Goblin Zeppelin, there's a Goblin Shredder joining in on the fight here, going after that Goblin Shredder. As the Avatar of Vengeance. The Avatar of Vengeance actually has significantly more hit points, as it's able to also spawn some more Spirit of Vengeances. Back down over here, a beautiful fan of knives, catching a lot of unsuspecting footmen out of position, and the Paladin will get taken down. Meanwhile, Warden still doing a bit of chasing. Is it going to be able to catch up and finish off some more units? A Shadow Strike could be coming in onto that Mountain King. The Mountain King perhaps will end up getting Staff of Sanctuary, as back off to the north, the Avatar of Vengeance is still causing problems as peasants die and getting turned into spirits. All right, off over here, Goblin Zeppelin picking up the Mountain King. Remind still coming across back over here. Peasants going down after more units. This is just an absolute field day. It is now 2 bases to 1, as the siege engines are now going after the main base here. All right, there's a roar, as the units are now going to go after all of these units. Goblin Shredder joining in on the fight. No siege damage anywhere spotted, as the Warden sitting at level 6. There is a lot of units hiding back off over here, as the Paladin currently fighting and trying to take down a Dryad. All right, Avatar of Vengeance still back off over here. There is one more corpse off there. Not quite sure if it is going to try and use it. The Paladin now trying to get away. Meanwhile, Warden is going to be slipping away, sitting at level 7. So a solo level 7 Warden going up against what I believe to be a level 4 Archmage. And there goes the units again. Mountain King out. Paladin out. Dryads. Mountain King unable to get off a Stormbolt. The units are just trying to get away. Warden is going to be right there. Is going to fan on knives. Takes down 1 unit, 2 units. Mountain or Paladin going to get Shadow Strike. It gets taken down. Warden still now going after the beautiful Staff of Sanctuary. Sends him all the way back over here, only to get killed by the Avatar of Vengeance. Now, in a continued engagement, yes, able to hide inside there. And what's going to be happening? The Warden sitting at level 7 with plus 13 damage.
Forces are under attack.
All right. Down across over here, flying machines are there. No more Ancient Protector that I see. Siege engines have finished off the Bears have finished off the siege engines, as it looks like Remind is going to be able to finish things up here. Avatar of Vengeance is right there, going to end up dropped inside here in just a moment. There is the Paladin. Paladin, is it going to end up getting taken down? Why did it walk back over for a second? No mana though on the Warden, so the Warden unable to Shadow Strike, but the Paladin trying to walk feebly by, as there is a Holy Light and a Staff of Preservation in time. There is a couple of quick hits there, as the Druid of the Claw positioned in such a way. Staff of Sanctuary, I'm gonna go ahead and, wow, gets taken down once more. Level 8 Warden. Solo level 8 Warden. Mountain King now joins in on the fight. There is a Warden off over here, and you can see the split differences causing so many problems. Alright, Knight now out onto the field. Dryads trying to slow down the Knight. Knight is going to end up finishing off a Dryad here, but the Bears now going after the Workshop. Alright, where is that Warden? Warden now down over here. Are we going to perhaps see some damage being dealt to the Knight? Knight takes a couple of quick hits. Avatar of Vengeance still in play and still causing problems inside this base. Warden with poison now able to get in a serious bit of damage here. Now continuing the fight, as you can see, a Shadow Strike going down on the Archmage. All right, Staff of Teleportation, is it going to be able to get away? That is the big question. Meanwhile, Warden sitting at 9 or 20 mana, unable to do anything, and it does end up getting taken down by, I believe, either Bears or the Shadow Strike. That 45 damage a second does still take deal quite a bit of damage. All right, Avatar of Vengeance still right here. Dryads now getting picked up. Back across over here. Warden, make sure to not allow that Mountain King to heal, as the Warden sitting at level 8 does get to level 9, as the level 9 Warden is absolutely just taking over this game. Warden is in a bit of trouble. Goblin Shredder massively getting repairs, as the Warden now going to slip away once more and perhaps head back home. Meanwhile, Siege Engines now pressuring inside the base of Remind. Remind losing 2 Moonwells already, and that is going to hurt significantly, as the Warden does need extra mana. Warden now trying to head all the way back home. There goes another Moonwell, so 3 Moonwells down, 41 over 30 supply, as the Warden now going to be coming across here. Now, if you may be wondering how the Warden has been able to get so much level, well, the Ancient of War actually got the final hit off there, but anytime another there goes another Siege Engine there. Warden sitting at level 9, no Moonwells to be spotted anywhere, as we see this Tree of Life was also taken out. All right, Avatar of Vengeance now taken down here. Let's take a look. 29 over 54 compared to 38 over 30. Another building just absolutely getting destroyed here. Let's take a look. Siege Engine now going after, or trying to run away. Ancient of War trying to walk back in different directions. This Ancient of War could at least get 1 or 2 hits there. There it goes. 1 hit, as the Siege Engine down to 1 hit points. Goblin Zeppelin right off over here. Dryad is here. Tree of Life taking a lot of damage, but it should be able to get saved in time. Siege Engine gonna get taken down. There it goes. Warden may even get to level 10 here, as the Avatar of Vengeance is now back off to the north. All right, Holy Light joining in on the fight. Guard Tower quickly comes in as well. Damage is being dealt across the board. Shadow Strike onto the Paladin. Paladin pretty much no hope for any safety there. Gets taken down. Militia, a call to arms, as the Avatar of Vengeance is going to convert that Militia here in just a second. Not too shabby, as we still have nothing going on at the main base. All right, Militia trying to run away. It will be turning into a corpse, and nope, not going to be turned into a Spirit of Vengeance, however, as the Goblin Zeppelin is currently empty. As things continue on, Siege Engine still trying to pressure down over here, repairing of this Tree of Life. There is a Goblin Shredder, dual Ancients of War, a Bear, and even a Mud Golem trying to slow things down. All right, Shadow Strike onto the Archmage. Archmage taking a lot of damage. Fan of Knives. Warden Potion of healing used in time to save that Archmage. Archmage would have died as he uses that potion of healing just at the last moment to stay alive, as he is now down to 185 hit points. All right, Warden still right there. Is he going to get a Shadow Strike? No Shadow Strike. Oh, there's a Shadow Strike as the Mountain King is going to Staff of Sanctuary. What the? Staff of Sanctuary. Mountain King still falls. So many heroes dying away from action in this final game in this series. I think it's just going to be a matter of time before Remind takes this game, but then again, I thought Remind was going to win game 1, only to have him lose in a catastrophic fashion in game number 2. All right, Warden down to 370 hit points, gets the final hit off, level 10 on the Warden, and it should be able to get away down to 220 hit points. Staff of Teleportation, is it going to be able to teleport in time? Yes, it will. There is the Rejuvenation onto the Warden, as the Warden is going to finish things up. Circuit of Nobility dropped, uses those Moonwells. Down over here, could do that again. Uses a Clarity Potion, gets an Anti-Magic Potion, sells an item, picks up a Potion of Healing, and the Warden is the one-man or one-woman army. There is the GG as EmalFan, unable to stop a level 10 Warden. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 3 in this best of 3.